According to NASA, the definition of a planet is a celestial body in orbit around the sun with sufficient mass to support gravity and has cleared a neighborhood path around its orbit. So that's the definition of a planet. My name is Jacob Nelson, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about planets and traveling to other planets. So, as little as when I was younger, I've always wondered what it would be like to travel to a planet or to travel through space. And in fact, there's a couple planets that we've already been to and made contact with using landers, orbiters, probes, and rovers. And currently, there's 8 official orbiting planets in our solar system and 4 dwarf planets. And I'm now going to talk a little bit about traveling to planets and actual planets themselves that we have traveled to. So, 4 of the 8 planets in our solar system are terrestrial, which means they are solid pieces of mass. And those planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And the only planet that we haven't been to out of those 4 is Mercury. And Venus is actually the first planet we've ever made contact with. According to the Cool Cosmos magazine, the Russians landed on Venus in 1970. And that was before Mars even. So, probes and landers don't last long at all on Venus because Venus is actually really hot. It's the hottest planet in our solar system, even hotter than Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun. And you're probably asking yourself, why isn't Mercury the hottest planet since it's the closest to the sun? And that's because the atmospheric pressure in the atmosphere on Venus is so dense that it makes it so hot. In fact, you can't even travel there because we would be crushed. And the cool thing about the atmospheric pressure being so dense is that there's beautiful lightning storms all over the planet Venus. So now that we've talked a little bit about Venus, the first planet we've made contact with, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Mars, which is the second planet we made contact with. So we first landed on Mars in 1976, according to NASA. And the first rover on Mars was August 2012, and that was just a couple years ago. So there's been 2 rovers to ever travel on a celestial body of mass, which is Mars and the Moon. We've also had a rover on the Moon. So Mars is actually a lot smaller than Earth, therefore it has less gravity. So you can throw a ball twice as high, twice as far, and you can jump 3 times higher than you could on Earth. And Mars also has the largest volcano in our galaxy of any other planet. The largest volcano will be on Mars. So currently the Moon and Mars have been the only ones that have rovers and made contact as far as the bodies. So the ESA, which is the European Space Agency, they're planning 2 missions to Mars in the near future. And the purpose of those visits are to see if Mars has ever supported life in the past or will be able to support life in the future. In conclusion, we have made contact with Venus and Mars, and traveling to other planets is a lot more difficult of a process. It's a work in progress. And considering that only 4 of them are solid, so you can't even land on the other 4 because they're just big bodies of gas. So who knows, our futures could even be held on Mars with all the advancing technology that the rovers are producing. So, thank you.
That was interesting.